The news broke and instantly grabbed everyone's attention. Nathi Nthethwa, a figure known to many in political and social circles, had died after allegedly jumping through a window. At first, the story seemed tragic and straightforward, a sudden loss that left his community in shock. But as details continue to emerge, new evidence is casting a different light on the incident, and questions that were once whispered are now being asked openly. How exactly did this happen? Was it truly an accident, or is there more beneath the surface than anyone has been willing to admit? South Africans are waiting for answers, and the story is far from over. Today, we're going to unpack every angle, explore the background, analyze the new evidence, and look at what this could mean for justice and accountability. To understand the significance of Nathi Nthethwa's death, it's important to take a step back and consider who he was and the context surrounding him. Nthethwa was not an ordinary citizen. He was involved in circles where politics, influence, and public scrutiny intersect. Over the years, his name appeared in discussions about governance, business dealings, and social influence in his province. While he had supporters who saw him as a committed and passionate figure, there were also critics who questioned some of his decisions and associations. This duality of public perception is critical because it helps explain why his death has sparked such intense interest and why the new evidence is being analyzed with such scrutiny. Historically, South Africa has had a complicated relationship with high-profile deaths, especially when they intersect with politics or controversy. From politicians to business leaders, sudden deaths in unusual circumstances often attract conspiracy theories, debates in the media, and intense social media discussions. In many cases, the lack of clarity fuels speculation. The public demands transparency, and any gaps in information are quickly filled with rumors. Nthethwa's death fits this pattern, but what makes it particularly notable is the recent emergence of evidence suggesting that the circumstances may be more complex than initially reported. According to official reports, Nthethwa fell from a high window in his residence. Early narratives described it as a jump, implying either intentional action or a tragic accident. Witnesses in the area reported hearing a disturbance shortly before the fall, and first responders described the scene as chaotic. What has emerged now are reports indicating there may have been signs of struggle, or at the very least, circumstances that warrant a closer look. While the authorities have not confirmed foul play, the combination of witness accounts, forensic evidence, and surveillance footage is prompting questions about whether this was truly a voluntary jump or if other factors played a role. Analyzing the situation, there are multiple perspectives to consider. One possibility is that this was a tragic accident, a sudden decision made in a moment of despair. Mental health challenges, personal pressures, or intense stress could have contributed. Experts on human behavior suggest that in high-pressure environments, even individuals who appear confident or strong can make sudden, life-altering decisions. On the other hand, the timing and nature of the fall, coupled with reports of possible unusual activity near the scene, have led some to consider whether external influence or coercion could have played a role. This is a delicate and sensitive line of inquiry, and it underscores the importance of a thorough and impartial investigation. Key figures in law enforcement and the political arena have spoken cautiously, emphasizing the need for patience and due process. General statements have acknowledged that new evidence is being reviewed, and authorities are committed to uncovering the truth. Meanwhile, political commentators and journalists are analyzing the implications, noting that the case has the potential to affect public trust, especially if questions about safety, accountability, or possible foul play are left unanswered. The ripple effects of such an incident can be significant, influencing both public opinion and ongoing political dynamics. It is also essential to consider the societal impact. South Africans have grown increasingly concerned about transparency and governance. When high-profile individuals die under unclear circumstances, it sparks debates not just about the individual case but also about broader issues of accountability, justice, and institutional integrity. The Nthethwa case highlights the delicate balance between respecting the privacy of those involved and the public's right to understand what has happened. Social media platforms, news outlets, and community forums have all become spaces for discussion, speculation, and calls for answers. This public engagement, while sometimes speculative, reflects a collective demand for clarity and justice. Looking at the future implications, the investigation into Nthethwa's death could set important precedents. How authorities handle this case may influence public trust in law enforcement, the judiciary, and political institutions. A transparent and evidence-driven investigation could strengthen confidence that even high-profile cases are treated with seriousness and impartiality. Conversely, any perception of obstruction, delay, or lack of transparency could exacerbate public skepticism and fuel further speculation. The unfolding narrative will likely be closely watched not only by citizens but also by media outlets and political analysts. Furthermore, the case raises questions about safety and accountability within private residences, particularly for individuals in positions of influence. It also underscores the importance of mental health support and crisis intervention for those operating under extreme pressure. Communities are watching, learning, and reflecting on what preventive measures could have been taken and how similar tragedies might be avoided in the future. Each new piece of evidence has the potential to shift the narrative, making it crucial for the investigation to remain thorough and unbiased. The story of Nathi Nthethwa is still developing, and the new evidence that has come to light is critical for understanding the circumstances of his death. While it may never fully erase the grief felt by family, friends, and supporters, a clear and transparent investigation is necessary to ensure accountability and to provide answers that the public and loved ones deserve. As more information emerges, the nation will continue to debate, analyze, and seek justice. So, what do you think? Was this a tragic accident, a deliberate act, or something more complicated? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Your perspective matters. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for updates on this story and other breaking political news from South Africa. Click the notification bell to make sure you never miss an update, and join the conversation as we continue to follow this case closely. The truth is unfolding, and together we can explore every angle, every development, and every question that arises from this shocking and complex story.